Good day everyone! Here's what the garden looks like in August. We've had a lot of rain at the end of July and August, and it has led to just a lot of critters coming in and feasting. I've been on Japanese beetle watch every single day, like multiple times a day, and also there's just a lot of slug and snail damage and earwigs. That's what the rain brought. Okay, on this side we have some watermelon heuchera, some moonlight false hydrangea, pretty in pink pulmonaria that I transplanted, so it's surviving and it'll be fine for next year. That's just another of the watermelon heuchera. Japanese painted fern. This is a new hosta called Lakeside Banana Bay. Another false hydrangea called Rose Sensation. And this new hosta is called First Frost, next to the wildberry heuchera and spruce sedum. And then you have like little bits of Prima Angelina sedum, sedum acre, which is the green stuff. And then blended right in is the creeping phlox in there. I just want to make one note for myself or for others that this false hydrangea is actually, it's sticking, like it's got little web feet, and so it's sticking to the wall, and it's sticking to this, oh well, not right there. Yeah, oh yeah, I pinched it off. Not pinched it, but I pulled it off because it was sticking and I was worried it was going to take the paint off, but I don't know, I guess that's kind of the point. I read that it does not damage the side of siding, and I have metal siding, so I guess we'll see. On this side I have my cherry tomatoes that are doing great, some Prima Angelina, a Carl sedum just stuck in the middle there. It was a volunteer plant, so I just put it there. I've got some berry basket rose strawberries that are really starting to spread all the way. They're shooting out their runners, which is fine. I've got some gray stone crop sedum. I have this heuchera, but I don't know what kind it is. It looks like cherry truffle, but the leaves are smaller, so it's not. I've got a blackberry here, bush, and it's putting on lots of blackberries really late in the season. I did get like a first flush, but it was only like 4 or 5, and that's called Baby Cakes is the variety. Back here I have definitely a dying and wilting cucumber, English cucumber. They're not doing great. I got 3 good ones, and then this happened, and I think I'll harvest that one, that one, and then I'll be done with it, I guess. Oh, I forgot to mention, I do have clematis here and over there behind tomatoes. Then I have the Sun Sparkler Dazzleberry sedum, Jack Frost Brennera. About to bloom, it's taking its sweet time, is my Starry Night Hibiscus, rose mallow. These beautiful phlox, I'm loving them so much. They're called Laura, just Laura phlox. All right, let's take a look at the side here. So this is the south-facing garden, and this is my rose, climbing rose. This rose is called Sky's the Limit, and it was just eaten alive by bugs early in the season. I got like maybe 3 blooms, so it's not the best, but I should give it 3 or 4 years and then we'll see. I have another beautiful heuchera here, but I don't know the variety at all. Have this white phlox is called, let's see, Party girl phlox. Oh yeah, it's got a little fun pink in the middle there. That's the party part of it. This is Fire Chief Thuja. Thuja? Is that how you say it? And it's got little red tinges on the end. So pretty. Then we've got some Sunseeker Salmon Echinacea. And this one, I have to remember for next year that when they start their blooms, the petals look all funky and warped and deformed, and it makes you think it's got rosette mites, but it doesn't. I think I cut off like 3 blooms, or 3 like buds, thinking that it had it, but it doesn't. It just looks messed up until it flushes out. So gotta remember that for next year. Then I have this shrub here, my sand cherry, Sweet Kate spiderwort, some blood dragon sedum. It's supposed to be red. It's not. A volunteer heuchera, I don't know the variety. Maybe caramel or something like it. Here's a cherry truffle heuchera. This is underplanted the Incredible Hydrangea. That worked out really nice. Actually, what I'm gonna do is put more of these irises underneath. What I've noticed is that they really stake up the blooms, these irises. So I've staked up here on this side with some metal stakes, or plastic coated metal stakes. But I think what I can do is, and I have tons of irises, I can just add some irises underneath there and it'll hold it up. Next up, boulder blue fescue grass here. Oh yeah, I have another one I tucked in there. It's gonna probably go to the front yard. This is a Veronica Speedwell called Pink Goblin. And it continuously blooms, but you do have to deadhead it to see more blooms. Behind it is a moonglow juniper. There's a secondary delphinium there that's called Sweethearts. It is a giant, but since it's its second flush, it's not that giant. Stella Doro daylilies, which I'm very disappointed with this year. They barely bloomed. Oh yes, what is this? Yeah, Sienna. This is Sienna heuchera. And this one is Carnival Plum Crazy. And that is a motorcycle. Okay, coming back. Another boulder blue, another Carnival Watermelon heuchera, and another wild berry heuchera. Just keep dividing up those heucheras. They spread so fast. This is phlox here that's almost finished blooming, called Starfire. And when it starts to grow, it has this purple tinge on the leaf. So it doesn't look like your traditional phlox leaf. Speaking of purple leaf, I do still have Midnight Penstemon, Midnight Masquerade. That's it. Midnight Masquerade Penstemon there and there. I don't know if that's too close to the delphiniums, but we'll see next year. I left this delphinium go to seed, so hopefully it spreads. It's called Red Lark. I'm not really sure if the seeds are even, I don't know, viable, but we'll see. This is the Endless Summer Macrophylla Hydrangea, and I amended the soil and added acid so that the regularly pink flowers would turn to blue, and it has been a success after 2 applications of, you can see it there in yellow, of the sulfur. And it's not aluminum sulfur, it's just regular sulfur in pellet form and slow release. And yeah, it's starting to work. Like, it's gonna take a while. I have extremely alkaline soil because the blooms are usually more like this pink. So any new blooms coming out since I've amended the soil are starting to change in color. So that was a really cool experiment. Some irises there, they're like purple. another boulder blue fescue, some coreopsis, don't know the variety name. And I decided I'm gonna keep the peonies on either side here. I've got a Plilu clematis doing great. Here, oh, I just deadheaded it, but it is butterfly weed, orange, and hopefully I want it to take over this area here and really compete with the coreopsis. Back here are more delphiniums. Oh, a tree. No. And I stuck the Halo Blush Hollyhock. So this hollyhock is probably far too close to the delphiniums, but I don't know, again, we'll just see, because hollyhock does bloom after delphiniums, so maybe they won't compete with each other, but I don't know until I find out next year. I don't know the variety of this really tall Veronica Speedwell, but the bees love it. Oh, this heuchera. No, I don't know the name of this heuchera. Yeah, I have to look it up. It's got some crazy veining. Here I've got some bee balm Renarda. It's called Pardon My Cerise. It looks like that, but it barely did anything this year. Very disappointed with the Renarda this year. Last year it was great. Some variegated Japanese blood, nope, Japanese Hakona grass. Silver mound. Another type of Artemisia. So that's Artemisia and that's Artemisia. I'm going to let this fill in the hole here because I like the idea of silver underneath the royal purple smoke bush that I have. It's a lot more purple in the spring. At the end of the season it gets kind of green, but the new growth is what's nice and reddish purple. So that's good. Oh, another one. I got so many red heucheras on sale last fall and I never kept the tags. This is leopard lungwort pulmonaria, and this is lime heuchera. Oh, I didn't even mention the lime heuchera there. So that's actually lemon love heuchera, and then there's lime, but they pretty much look identical. It's got some black-eyed Susans. This long grassy stuff is an iris. It's called like Brothers. I don't know. I don't remember, but it has it's supposed to have some purple, light purple flowers, and I don't know. It hasn't bloomed yet. It's its second season. This is a euonymus called Emerald Gaiety. This is Scarlet Monarda. This white phlox is called Sugar Shack. Admiral White. And then down here, I think this is another heuchera that I don't remember the name. Oh, I did write a tag. I can't see it. It's Peach Flambe. I can barely read that. I'll have to relabel that. Okay, I'm gonna back up. So here you can see the Limelight Hydrangea. We've got a Patriot hosta. I think it's Patriot. It came with the house. I have no idea. And this hosta here, which I don't know what kind that is. It's got really glossy leaves. We've got what I think is August Moon hosta here. This is Silver Gumdrops heuchera. Got some liatris here, really tall. Also known as Blazing Star. It's a native. More Sweet Kate spiderwort. This is Azalea, Northern Lights edition, so it's really hardy. There's my, that's weird. I have here, it says fire alarm, but it's not a fire alarm. This is the one I just split into 6 extra pieces, and that's cherry truffle. We got more of that Artemisia. I've got a mandarin honeysuckle. More liatris, but shorter. Maybe it just doesn't get enough sun. This is a drinking gourd hosta. And this is also the leopard pulmonaria. Some black-eyed Susans, some wildberry heuchera. Behind the black-eyed Susans, there's actually a dappled willow shrub, so I will have to move the black-eyed Susans that got way too tall and put it where that rock is. I'll have to move that rock somewhere. Oh yeah, before I forget myself, next year, I'm thinking this might start growing really like high up and it'll overwhelm this spot. And if that's the case, I will have to split it. Or I was thinking of getting a different blue hosta for this area and put this one in the front yard instead, depending on the size it gets. I don't know though. We'll see. I'm just gonna back up so you can see the space. We've got some lime heuchera, some unknown heuchera, a Jack Frost brunnera, a Rio heuchera, some cute hardy violas. Let me zoom in again. This is just a cedar globe. We've got some echinacea, but I don't know the variety. And this is, oh, it's so stunning right now. It's orange in the spring, and it goes into kind of like a reddy orange auburn most of summer, and now it's this deep plum. So it's called ginger wine 9-bark. There's no ginger in it right now. It looks just purple. And so, oh, there's the scarlet monarda. You can see it in bloom there. So it's still in bloom on this side, but not over there where it gets more sun. So, oh yeah, and this has been blooming all season. They don't spread though, I find. Here's a firelight hydrangea. All my hydrangeas grew in the middle really tall, I think from all this rain. So they're looking a little misshapen, but I will be pruning them in the late winter. Oh, this heuchera is so beautiful, and I can barely read the tag. What's it called? I had to look it up. Palace purple. So that's beautiful. Next to this, what's this called? Japanese fern, painted fern. And then we got another sienna heuchera. Oh, I have some like some columbine. Just, it's like they self-seed, so they're kind of all volunteers. I had like one, and now I'm finding them everywhere. And they also somehow morph into like different varieties because I had 2 different varieties this year and it didn't make any sense. I don't know where it came from. This is autumn frost hosta, and now we're looking at this north facing, the north facing side. This is the side I have trouble with clay soil, and it seems like anytime I amend it or add any nutrient soil on top, it just kind of runs down with the rain and gets washed away. So I would have had to really like dig it in there, but that's okay. Like, it's, the plants are doing the work. They're going to add nutrients to the soil, and in a couple of years the soil will be really a lot better drainage, I think. So I have another Jack Frost brunnera. I have a green mountain boxwood. It's supposed to get like nice and tall and pointy in this really dark shaded corner here. You can tell the new growth is a different color completely. That's not like sunlight hitting it, that's just a different color. I have a bridal veil astilbe, just making it. I think I thought I killed it from stepping on it, but it's fine. Just some purple irises, more, oh yeah,
I separated this well, it fell apart in my hands when I was moving it. So it's like 1, 2, 3 different sections of it, which I think I'm gonna move to the front. It's too dark for this dark space anyways. I've got a little bit of Ite Viola here. I have Dark Side of the Moon Astilbe that has a huge purple bloom on it that I just deadheaded. And some more Black Eyed Susan, some more Lime Heuchera. I got a Caramel Heuchera just surviving, almost killed that as well. So it'll fill in this area. And under this part in my Cerise Monarda, this is doing a little bit better. Just want to get the bee. Aww, cute. He almost came right into my face. Okay, so I think I might have killed this plant. I'm hoping I didn't, but it's another hardy viola, and I Chelsea chopped it, and I shouldn't have. But I can just split one of the other hardy violas. It'll be fine. That's another Silvermount Artemisia and another Pulmonaria, but it's got more of like, it's the one I split over there. And it's got, I think, a nicer leaf on it. If I back up here, you'll be able to see what's turning into a tree. It's a serviceberry. So it's rainbow pillar serviceberry shrub, but I feel like a lot of the main stems aren't producing any, right? Like it looks like that one, the leader, it looks like it's turning into a tree. Nah, it's okay, I'm fine with that. I've got laced up elderberry here growing like a weed. Like it's so big now. And it's just this like black foliage and a light pink bloom, but only for like 2 weeks. So I just got it for the foliage. It's kind of a cool, different texture. I like it. I've got some Coreopsis here. This is Cardamia salvia. Yeah, Cardamia salvia. Cherry truffles. Again, gosh, I have so many of those. I think I bought like 3 of them and I've split them now into like 15. It's wild. I have some irises as well as some daylilies in here. The daylilies are cotton candy. The irises were given to me. I don't know what they are. Here I have a blue star juniper that really needs to spread to this big. It's just gonna take a long time. So until then, there's a rock. And some gold strike korax sedge, which is barely surviving because grass doesn't like my soil. I've got a peach flambe heuchera, a double scoop raspberry echinacea there. This here is a type of Heliopsis that I didn't put a tag on. I looked it up. It's called Sunstruck Heliopsis, and that is the flower, but still too small and eaten. Whatever is eating this, I don't know. It's been eating it since the spring. This has barely stood a chance, and they were expensive. So I'm really trying to figure out what is eating it. I put down killer, like all the bug killer I can think of. Like you can see it, all that stuff, all the little red pellets that are actually molding are for slugs and snails. And I also sprayed it with some insecticidal soap, like on the regular, and it just seems like whatever's eating it, just going to town. I think it's earwigs. I don't know. If anyone knows, please tell me, because if it's doing this again next year, then there's no point of it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Maybe just replace it with more phlox. This phlox is called Light Blue Flame, and it's my favorite of all the phloxes that I own. It is just stunning, and it has been a show non-stop. Also very happy with this echinacea. I know it's looking a little like, but that's because the blooms have been going on for over a month. This one is called Granada Gold, It's so beautiful. It's such a bright, cheerful color and warm. It's like a warm, light orange. I love it. Here's a pinky winky hydrangea, and it's basically its first year. Doing great. Looks like a tree form. Well, I mean, not quite. There's 3, but it's really perched up there, unlike my other hydrangeas. Here's another coreopsis. Gotta dead them every day. This one's getting eaten a bit too. As you can tell, I really like Jack Frostbrunner. Oh, I forgot to mention behind there, there's some delphiniums. Back there I've got one that died, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. So yeah, so only 4 survived. So this one's dead, so I'm telling myself this, watch this in the spring, Cynthia, that's dead. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. And the one behind it is good too. And then of course this one is the new red lark, and I let it go to seed, but I can probably cut it down now. All the seeds fell. Yeah, I'll probably chop that down. Okay. So back to over here. Sorry about that. It's just these videos are really, they're originally intended for me so that I know where everything is in the spring. There's another delphinium. It's just another pink one, I believe. I didn't get the name of it. And then I've got 2 more right here, but I kept the tags, yay me. Guinevere, oh yeah, Guinevere. And Galahad, I believe. Okay. Shasta daisies, Daisy May. Some more cotton candy, daylily. This I got from my sister. I don't know the variety, but it's stunning leaf, and I'm definitely adding it to other places in the garden. This color is so beautiful. Lemon Love, Heuchera. There's the fire alarm. There you are. Fire alarm, Heuchera. And we've got, it's so beautiful, this tree. Originally it was a shrub, but it's now a tree, and I love it. I love how big and high it's getting. It's a tiger eyes sumac, and yeah, it's probably gonna spread, and you know, I'm probably gonna get some shoots down here and I have to control it, but I'm okay with that. And this is a little angel 9 bark that accents well, right? Oh my god, this, that, this, ugh. It's my favorite spot right there, just looking at that. So pretty. We've got, this guy is growing like a beast, but it's great. It's our native ivory halo dogwood. Well, I mean, I think ivory halo is actually a cultivar, but it's a dogwood, and dogwoods are all over the place here in Ontario, so that's good. I have a Carl Stonecrop sedum here. Carl with a C. It's actually, in my opinion, more beautiful than your typical, like your autumn joy sedums that you see everywhere. It's like the better version, in my opinion. So if you had a choice, go with Carl. I'll show you in the fall whenever it's blooming. There's a little boulder blue. That's cute. Back there, I have some hens and chicks. Can I zoom? Yeah, which I think I'm gonna bring to the walkway. Ugh, along with some, oops, I guess I didn't get it all. That is Lamian. Some irises, of course, and my Zephyrin Druin climbing rose, which is doing way better than the other climbing rose. It's just shooting up, and it gets like hardly any sun here, just late afternoon sun. And yeah, it's been eaten by bugs, but it just puts on all these crazy new shoots, so I think it's doing great. I kind of failed. I kept cutting when I was I don't know, just like pruning off the roses and stuff. I was by accident pruning these off, so I lost 2, and I have to make a new trellis for it, which is fine. Over here, just trying to camouflage my AC unit. It sort of worked. It wasn't high maintenance because I never had to water this thing, but I think I'd rather have the little fence, the white fence like this, that you can buy at Home Depot instead of, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, the petunias are still doing good. The mandevilla is doing okay. I thought it was going to be a lot more lush than this, but no. I did not trim back the petunias after all. I'm like, they're fine. There's a little cocoa bean. And then I'm going to turn around this way to show you the angle from this side. Make it bigger. There. So yeah, obviously this wood is going to get gray. It won't be so jarring to look at. And then obviously, hopefully my trees will just grow bigger and I won't see much fence at all, right? That's the idea. I don't want to see my fence. Okay, now it's time to look at, how can I back up here? This island bed. Let me zoom out. So this is where I sit with my cocoa bean in the late afternoon, and it's perfect. Like, I've got 2 trees blocking the sun so that I'm not sitting in the sun, and it's got this kind of nice look to it. So, let's see what we got here. We've got the centerpiece, in my opinion, because it stands out in color, which is blue spruce globe. So stunning. And then I put some red around it, some red and orange around it. So we've got the Lakota fire heuchera over here. I think this is a fire alarm, but I'm not sure. Oh, that's echinacea. This is heuchera. Then on either side, that's getting way too much water, I mentioned in another video, that's why they're looking a little rough, is the silver star dianthus. I've got some creeping phlox. It's beautiful in the springtime. I've got some premangelina sedum, some firecracker sedum here that I am going to keep, but going to move around the corner. I have another 9-bark, that is ginger wine 9-bark, because I love the other one so much. This is actually part of the centerpiece look, right? The red and blue. Whenever there's no flowers in the spring, it's still red, blue, and that's kind of a green there with purple. Oh, it's a bloomerang lilac standard. So it's mostly green throughout this season, but it does have some purple blooms on it in the spring, of course. I have some dragon bloods sedum there, another blue fescue grass for texture, and then I bought these delphiniums, and they're beautiful. I don't know if this is what they're gonna look like next year, because you know how it is whenever it's like you buy it and it's a nursery pot and it's like just does everything you want the first year. I have no idea when it's gonna be in bloom next year, but this is called Cheer Blue. And that is to catch your eye for whenever I take down the Shasta daisies. Now I have an Emperor sedum here that I'm going to be bringing to the front yard or giving away. And I'm going to move that guy here and put either Russian sage or something else in that corner. Because I was saying the Russian sage last time because I really love Russian sage, but I don't know if I have enough room to put something in front of it because the Russian sage is really tall and it's ugly if you see the edge of it. So it's like I definitely want to underplant it, but I have to see how much room exactly I have there. It's going to probably encroach on the 9-bark. I have Atlantis sedum here. Now it's becoming leggy. This is mid-August. I'm talking to myself, Cynthia, mid-August it becomes leggy, but I don't know if it's worth Chelsea chopping because it just looks so beautiful the rest of the time. So I think I'm just, yeah, don't Chelsea chop it. I did Chelsea chop this Cat's Pajamas Nepeta and it worked because it's in bloom again, probably for the rest of the season. So, because last time it was like 6 weeks bloom and then it was done for like 4 weeks and now it's gonna go another probably 5 weeks. Here's the butterfly weed. That's nice. My cute bird bath next to it. I should back up. There we go. It's so colorful. It's been colorful the whole the whole season. This is not the same as that one. That one has more orange tinge, and this is more of a red, and it's actually called Artisan Red Ombre Echinacea. So it is the most red echinacea on the market, is what it described itself as. So don't take my word for it, but I think it looks beautiful here. I've got a Lemon Love Heuchera, a Tickle Pink Dianthus. Now this Dianthus is doing so well here, and Dianthus don't normally do well for me. Actually, its sister, because I had 2 of these, died last year. It was looking more like those over there. So this one's doing so well that if it's even bigger next spring, I will divide it, and I think I'm gonna put it there instead of that, or over there. So it's not so many. It's like boop, boop, boop. Like break it up so it's like still the same look, but it also flowers pink for a really long time. And that's some creeping phlox. Oh, and the right, I didn't finish here. This is Velvetini Smoke Bush. It's the same as that smoke bush, but the dwarf variety that they just made on the market like last year. This is a Sun Gold Winter Creeper Euonymus. Behind it is another Midnight Masquerade Penstemon. And, oh, and right here, that's the Japanese bloodgrass that has barely been able to survive because Coco just keeps eating it. But I shoved it in the middle of this area, and I put so much stuff around it that I was like hoping he wouldn't go for it this season, and he hasn't. He's still been going after the other Japanese grass over there, but at least he hasn't touched this one, so it's been able to get a little bit of growth on it. Thank goodness. Okay. So that's what's going on in August. It's still like so much color. Oh, it looks a little warped when I go that zoomed out. So much color. And like wait until this puts on a show. The Tiger Eye Sumacs goes completely orange, like bright, bright orange in the fall. So it's gonna look stunning. Oh yeah, we never talk about this, but I'm not even gonna talk about it. It's like, nope, I'm not talking about that. We're just gonna look at the pretty alive plants. Oh yeah, I never plant that up either. I'm giving that away. It's it's just like a little decorative thing for annuals, but you know how I don't love annuals. And the pots are too small. You have to water them all the time. So I'd rather not. Okay. And that's all, my friends. So if you actually got through all that, good for you. That was just definitely a long tour. But it's really, I think, necessary because after a whole winter season, I just forget everything. So this is gonna really help. And yeah, like, subscribe if you wanna see what I'm gonna do to my front yard, because I'm like scared to start it. But if anything, I should start it now because all this rain means the soil or the sod will be easy to pull up. So I really should get going on that. But anyways, that's gonna be the next project after all. I think I'm gonna turn the front lawn into a sedum and hosta and brunnera and pulmonaria and heuchera bed, like as a replacement. Yeah, but I'm still gonna leave some grass because my neighbor's whole side is grass, and it's right. They're continuous, and you have to rest your eye. I've heard that there has to be a place to rest your eye. So I'm gonna make it more patterned than this over here. It's gonna be a little different in style. Okay, so follow along. Till next time.